Welcome to Haunt Weekly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And this is Haunt Weekly, a weekly podcast for the haunted attraction, haunted entertainment industry. Whether you're an actor, owner, or just plain aficionado, we aim to be a podcast for you. And we return to you this week, once again, not doing a live podcast.
Right.
We love doing them, but there is a heat wave in New Orleans, and the garage, despite the best attempts at the portable AC unit out there, is boiling hot, and it's just not healthy for us to be there for an hour and a half while we do these. So we are curtailing it until the heat wave comes down. We're trying to set up an indoor space. We're hoping to have it done by episode 300.
Hopefully.
But it's going to be interesting because this room is already too many things. Yeah. I don't know if we can tack studio onto the list.
Yeah, I don't know either. We may have
We're going to give it our estimate. We may just have to tough it in the heat for episode 300, actually.
Yeah.
May not have much choice. But nonetheless, do take a moment if you have not done so and subscribe to Haunt Weekly. Get updated what's going on. You can find us at hauntweekly.com or Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook. YouTube.com/Haunt Weekly is the YouTube channel. The easiest way to get all of our past episodes. They're all there. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from. And most Sundays, you can catch us 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern as we do it live at Facebook.com/Haunt Weekly. Come be a part of the show. Like I said, these past 2 weeks, haven't been doing it. Might have died. We already had one heat stroke incident both weekends. We didn't need another.
Right.
So, yeah, because dumbass as us went out Saturday in the heat and ate at an outdoor restaurant because that was safer for COVID and so forth. And it was a lovely restaurant. We had a great time. But realized we were feeling like crap the rest of the day.
Well, yeah, the sun came out from behind the clouds, and that was not a good feeling.
And you see, it's kind of weird because, like, New Orleans has this humid heat, but usually the temperature in New Orleans is not the crazy bit, it's the humidity. And we've been having crazy humidity, but crazy heat, too, because we're not getting any rain.
Yeah.
Which is so weird for New Orleans in summer.
Yeah, and the little bit of rain we have gotten has been really fast and hasn't cooled it down at all.
Yeah, it hasn't done shit to fix it. It's been wild because usually we get a 3 p.m. shower every day in the summer between like late spring to early fall. And after that, the weather is just fucking magic for like an hour or two at least. Yeah. And then it starts to heat up again, but the sun's going down and it can't do too much harm to you. So people would wait and go after that daily shower to do things. But that hadn't worked this year. Anyways, enough about New Orleans weather. We have a very interesting episode for you. One that we know a great deal about and have not actually talked much on.
Yeah.
This was something that I had an idea on recently, and basically, I also had a further idea that, because when I pitched this, it was a donation guide for home haunters. If you're a home haunter, how to solicit donations. But you know what? I'm going to say something here. I think this can also work for pro haunters that have a charity component.
Yeah.
If you are soliciting donations for a charity on your haunt grounds, all this same stuff works. Everything we're saying here clicks and tracks. So definitely, if you're a pro haunter and you have a charity component or you raise money for an event or for a good cause, all these tricks will work. So anyways, that brings us to the question of the week, though, doesn't it? We skipped last week's question of the week because I was an idiot and wrote show notes and forgot to include one. But this week I did not forget.
Yes, it was accidentally deleted.
It was accidentally deleted and yeeted. But anyways, so our question of the week, and this is something we're going to spend the entire episode talking about, whether you are a pro or home haunter, how do you take in your money?
Yep.
If you're a pro haunter, how do you get the money for tickets? How do you get, all the stuff there? And include, talk about the online stuff, talk about the in-person stuff. I'll be interested. I mean, all the deets you can. We're going to be sharing some pretty hardcore details of our donations coming up toward the end, so don't worry about oversharing. We're all oversharing here today.
Yeah, and if you don't take donations, do you take other things? Or don't take monetary donations? Yeah. Do you take food drives or something like that?
Yeah, and if you don't take monetary donations, what's stopping you? The other question to ask. What is that hurdle you can't cross, whether it's a personal one, a technological one, whatever? What's the hurdle that's stopping you?
Yeah, just curious.
So anyways, The first question is, why do home haunts take donations? Why are we so big on that broadly? And the reason is simple. We can't sell tickets.
Yes, we cannot sell tickets, and we cannot look like a business in any way.
No. If the minute, and this is something that has happened to haunts in our area before. In fact, we got told horror stories of this happening.
Right.
There was a haunt supposedly just up the road from us. It was open for a year or two or so.
Yeah, it might have been at our house before we owned it.
Yeah, and someone has said it was at our house, that our house has this weird tradition of being the haunted house even before we moved in. And we moved in, 2007.
Right.
So we've been in this house for 14 years now, and it's pretty impressive that it's got a legacy, potential legacy that goes further back. But you know how memories get when you get that far back. I don't know if it was our house or a house on the nearby street or whatever. But basically speaking, they were charging just $2 a ticket, a nominal fee, realistically. But they got shut down because they didn't have permits for that.
Yeah, they were also open every weekend in October, which is also a no-no.
Yeah. And at the very least, is super inconsiderate of your neighbors. You're in a residential area. They can usually they can tolerate, especially if you prepare them and provide services, a weekend or a night of crowds and lines, but giving them a month of it is bullshit. I agree. Yeah. That's just bullshit. You don't do that. But here's the thing. We can't sell tickets. We can't look like a business, but we still have expenses. In some cases, a lot of expenses.
Right.
Basically, I put an average of $3,000 per year that we lay out. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I think that's a little high. I think that's what we spend on Halloween total, but that also includes trips to haunted houses.
Well, the reason I put that is because I was averaging all the years. Our expenditure per year has gone down because of things we recycle and build. We were very smart with our purchases, where we spent more for things we could reuse.
Yeah.
And that has helped keep current costs down. But I'm pretty sure if we averaged the 13 years we've been open, rather, you would run into about a $3,000 per year figure. Yeah,
that's probably true.
Because those first few years there, we dropped a lot of money.
You are the estimating person here, so I
mean, it's all an estimate. We're very bad about keeping records of it.
Yeah.
We know, I'll say this, we know pretty comfortably, last year we were open, we spent about $2,000. Yeah. And about half of that went into the queue line.
Yeah. The queue line, and the year before that, we replaced a bunch of the masonite panels and OSB panels.
And that ended up being probably about a $2,000 a year, too. So even on our cheaper years up front, we're still spending thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And last year, when we were open, once again, 2019, screw the city, screw COVID. Just got to get that out. We took in just over $1,000 in donations, so about half of what we put out money-wise.
Right.
And so, yeah, we still took a significant loss. But there's a huge, huge difference in taking a $2,000 loss and a $1,000 loss, especially for us. We are not wealthy individuals. We are not independently wealthy. We have middle-class jobs. We have a mortgage. We have other payments. We have other things we got to spend money on. Coming up with $2,000 for what is ultimately just for fun is rough.
It is. And last year's the first time that we've made broken 1,000 in donations.
Yeah.
Usually it's much less than that.
Yeah. Donations, and we'll get into why it's usually much less, because there's an interesting little trick. One weird trick you won't believe to increase your donations. We're only talking about it.
Yeah.
In fact, it pretty much doubled our donations, I believe.
It did. Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, it still really helps. And especially helps us as that gives us cash when we're at our most broke.
Yeah.
Because literally opening night is probably the poorest you'll ever catch us.
Yeah, because
we've spent all the goddamn money on Halloween shit.
Exactly.
And so
we've gotten better about budgeting and planning that hopefully that won't happen again in the future. But yeah.
But the problem is that's pretty much our brokest. So when it comes time to feed the cast, when it comes time to buy Halloween candy and those really big last minute expenditures, that's where donation money really helps. Mm-hmm. Really, really helps. So yeah, it's how we cater the haunt. It's how we do the Halloween candy. And as we'll talk about a little bit later, it's also how we are able to afford hitting those beautiful after Halloween sales and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars when theoretically we should be broke as a motherfucker. We should be tapped out.
Yeah.
And that in turn has helped us save money, spend less the next year, and it's been a very positive feedback cycle. I mean, we've never made money, never will,
Yeah.
but we've gotten the losses. But those donations have helped stem the losses to the point where it's actually not that serious anymore.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you're a home haunt and you are looking to take donations, here are the suggestions that we have. And we're going to start kind of at the beginning of the process, like before people arrive, and thinking about after they leave. Yeah. So we're going to kind of do it time-based, weirdly enough, but you'll understand in a minute, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're a smart audience. They'll figure it out.
Right.
So yeah, to me, the first step to do is consistently promote the fact you accept donations.
Yes, because I know our first year, we said we were open and free to the public, and then some people didn't get the message that we took donations.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, now you want money." It's like, no, it's free. We're not going to like hold you up at the donation box.
Yeah. What we do now is we put it on the flyers, and what we say specifically, the words we choose, or I chose, right, because I did the flyer. I guess I should just take ownership of it.
Yep.
Because if it sucks, I should draw the heat. Is donations welcome but not required?
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Four words. In fact, I think I cut it back last year to just donations welcome. But donations welcome but not required is the perfect pitch for me, because we would welcome them. We appreciate the help. We are grateful for every penny. I see kids, like I said, we'll talk about more in a minute, with the donation box shoving in their loose pocket change to say thanks.
Yeah.
And that shit brings a tear to my eye more than the adults sticking in 20s.
Yeah.
Because that fucking 75 cents, that little boy that can barely reach the damn donation box, that's money to him.
Yeah, it is.
That dad giving us 20? Probably not.
Yeah.
Not in a lot of those cases. He probably just had that hanging around.
Right. And I guess we should talk about a little bit about why we started accepting donations to begin with.
Good point.
Is that we had people start offering us money. It was that simple.
Yeah, the first few years we didn't actually accept donations at all.
We were like, thank you, but no, we do this because we love it. Yeah.
And then we had some of those heavy expenditure years, 2007, 2008 in particular.
Yeah, after we moved to the house. Yeah.
After we moved into this house. Because the stuff in Algiers Point was pretty small scale compared to what we did here.
It was.
But, so we get to this house, and now we're laying out many thousands of dollars trying to build up this haunt. Those first 2 years in particular were rough.
Yeah.
And like you said, those early years we'd had people offering donations. We never had a process for taking them. We never took them.
Right.
And we always politely refused. And it's like, no, we need to do it. And so one of the things we did is we set out about building a donation box, which will be the next thing we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, basically though, when you're advertising the fact you have it, don't do high pressure. High pressure will not only piss off people, but it'll get you fewer donations.
Yeah.
Just asking politely, saying it's not required, applying no pressure, making people aware of it. And the reason you have to make it aware is because people have to know to bring money.
Right. And
you gotta be prepared.
Yeah, and I've seen the suggested donation things at place. I don't like that phrase.
No.
I like donations welcome, and the suggested donation means, to me, it feels like you're trying to get around business law and kind of skirt that issue by saying suggested, but really you mean, no, this is what I want.
Yeah, and I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I'm very much of the same brain as you on that.
Yeah, so I think donations welcome is also probably the most legally
dubious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I would not do it. I remember the very first time I really saw that and felt the pressure of that was at that art gallery I went to in Newcastle.
Oh, okay. Mine was on Bourbon Street.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah,
there's plenty of performers there.
Yeah, suggested. Yeah, okay, good point. I just don't feel pressure to pay street performers I'm not watching.
No.
Because I almost never stop to watch street performers. Probably because I've lived in the city now for damn near 20 years and I've pretty much seen all of them.
Right.
So no, I just don't feel pressure to do that. But no, when we went to that art museum, it was a beautiful art museum, and like a towerist building in Newcastle. It was I can't remember, it was like the avant-garde art or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. It's driving me crazy. I was just trying to look it up, but I failed.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That's the one I almost got trapped in.
Yeah, because of the glass elevator.
Yes.
But yeah, and the thing about it was, it's advertised heavily that it was a free museum, and it was technically, but you walk in and like the very first thing you lay his eye on is this giant glass box with a suggested donation £5 blazoned on it.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, that's not cool. If it had said donations, I probably would have put in about the same amount of money.
Yeah.
It's what I had on me, you know. But I don't like something being advertised as free and then being told there is an amount I'm expected to pay.
Right.
If you're going to be free, and you have to be free to be a home haunt, if you accept donations, leave it up to the person.
Yeah, and the other thing is if you do a suggested donation of $5, so then they're going to feel that that's what you want.
Yeah.
They might have given you 50. We've gotten $50 donations.
We've gotten $100 donations before.
Yeah. So
we've gotten some crazy fucking donations.
So I'm glad we didn't put that limitation
we got a
$100
donation and some fucking artwork once. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We've gotten some crazy shit. No, so yeah, basically advertise it accordingly. Don't let people know to expect it so they can prepare for it and it won't be so jarring.
Right.
But also, and make it clear and don't apply pressure. I find that to be the most effective way to get it done.
Yeah.
The soft sell is definitely the better sell in this.
All right. So you're going to take donations. You need a donation box. You need a place for people to leave your donations.
Yeah, you do. And luckily, those are actually fairly easy to build.
Yes, they are. They're boxes. Boxes are easy to build.
Now, there are two main factors to consider when building your donation box. Effectiveness and security.
Right.
And we're going to talk about them separately.
Yes.
It makes an effective box, meaning it attracts a lot of attention, appropriate attention, and people put money in it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about security, how to get people from stealing it, because we've had problems with that, and we're going to discuss that.
Yeah.
Laying the template down.
Yep, exactly.
Effectiveness. Decorate it and make it fit your theme. This is an artistic expression, people.
Yes.
This is not just a box.
Yes.
Don't make it like the poor box in fucking a church or something where it's just a plain box sitting on stilts. No, decorate it. Have some fun with it. Do something interesting.
Ours has a skeleton holding up where the donations go.
The actual box part, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's on like a stand. It's like a box on a stand, but we've made it look like it was fenced in, except for the part where the skeleton's up there trying to hold it up. And sometimes when we're open, we have another skeleton climbing up it too. So
yeah,
we decorate it, and we decorate it a lot. And you place it either at your entrance or your exit. Ideally, I think is the exit of those two. But in our case, those are both the same.
Right.
So it just sits in between the exit side and the entrance side.
Yeah.
Which means if we have to do that, we have to decorate both sides.
Right. And, if you do have a separate entrance and exit, consider making 2 boxes. They're not very expensive, even with lumber prices. They're not very expensive.
Well, lumber prices are finally starting to come down a little bit, thankfully. Mercy for one thing.
Yes. But one major thing is be sure to light that piece of, because there were a few years, the first years that we had it out there.
I didn't even see it.
I know. I didn't see it. I was like,
you crashed into it running out of the fucking haunt.
Yeah.
Sorry. Literally, one person crashed into our donation box one year. I didn't see it. Luckily, it was a tough box.
Yeah. Yeah.
They fucking body checked that shit. Boom. I was like, oh, Jesus, Murphy.
Yeah.
So yeah, light it and be sure to have very, very clear signage on it. And okay, let me put it like this. I thought a donation box was pretty obvious. We actually have 2 cutouts, and there's one in the front that's high up and one in the top. And they're both very clear cutouts.
Yes. You
will be amazed the number of people that actually go there. Where's the money go?
Yeah.
Where's the money go?
Well, and yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. I really don't know.
No, but once we drew an arrow to the hole with donations.
Well, that's what we did first, and then we started putting a light inside the box.
That also really helped.
Because that lit it from the inside, so
and then the light emanates out of the 2 holes.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the better things we have learned in this, is get yourself a cheap set of just whatever color Halloween lights you want.
Yeah.
Yeet them in there.
Yeah.
Positioning doesn't really matter. They can sit right on the bottom. The main thing is they fill the box with light, so that light comes out the holes.
Yeah, I think right now we've got an outdoor spotlight inside of it.
Yeah. I think we previously had a red C4 bulb strand in there.
Yeah.
Because we had an extra one of those, and that was just outdoor light. Screw it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We switched to the rotating spotlight, the what they call the fire and ice light type things. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We did switch that. But we started with the C4 bulbs.
We did.
But yeah, make sure it has clear signage. Make sure it is lit inside and out, ideally. But make it interesting. I mean, basically what you're trying to do is make an interesting, fairly big box with wheels that's a good height for people to put money into. You make it visible and easy to understand where the money goes, and just have fun with it. Mm-hmm. I mean, this should be a project that even if it never gets you any donations, which it absolutely should get you donations.
Yeah.
But even if it doesn't, you had fun with it, and it looks like an awesome part of your haunt.
Right.
I really feel that is very important, because if you just stick, a plain box out there and write donations on it in crayon or something, it might actually be genuinely creepy. Now that I think about it.
That's basically the first attempt at a donation box.
We used Sharpie.
We did.
We did not use crayon. Don't lie to these poor people. They love us.
Only because crayon would not stick to
the plywood and OSB.
Well, no, we got one of the snipe signs, the blank snipe signs, and wrote on there.
Yeah, I remember that. And
attached it to the front of the box.
We were so ratty that year. Uh-huh. I'm glad we've improved it. We got a really kick-ass box, and we'll maybe post some photos of our donation box on the Haunt Weekly Facebook page. Facebook.com/Haunt Weekly, by the way. Mm-hmm. Give a like.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now, security. Mm-hmm. Make sure that the money slots are less than half an inch wide. That's 1.25 centimeters for you godless heathens outside of the United States. Kidding. I actually prefer the metric system. I hate fucking Imperial. But no, I actually looked this up. Mm-hmm. Most professionally made donation boxes, like if you wanted to buy those that you leave on McDonald's counters for whatever charity, they have a 3/8 of an inch gap. Mm-hmm. So less than half an inch. And the reason is, make sure a child can't reach in.
Yes.
Because fuck some people, seriously.
Yes.
This happened about 10 years ago. This was one of the earlier iterations of the box.
Right.
But we had an issue where a woman tried to get money out of the donation box and failed, so she literally picked up her toddler and held him over the box and had him reach in and try to fish the money out. We don't know if they got any out, but we know he got his arm in and was able to reach in. So we don't know if he got any money out. We don't know how much he took, if he did. But yeah, we've seen it happen. They got run off when our staff noticed them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we saw that happen. 3/8 of an inch should protect you. I mean, I thought I had very childlike hands.
Right.
I have teeny tiny, skinny little writer hands with amazing spread. I was told I should have been a pianist. These tiny little fingertips, but great wide spread. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I thought that if I can't reach in, no one else is going to be able to.
Yeah.
Because I can still reach a ball on the other side of a fence. I can reach through the fencing.
Right.
Apparently I was wrong. Mm-hmm. So 3/8 of an inch is ideal. Less than half an inch or 1.25 centimeters is what you should go for. Make sure the money drops a great distance is one of the things we fixed after that incident.
Right.
Was we lowered the bottom on it by about another foot. Mm-hmm. Good luck reaching it now, kid.
Yeah.
Unless you are, a superhero, like Mr. Fantastic, the early years. Whee! And if Mr. Fantastic, the early years, does try to get the money out of your donation box, you're fucked anyway. So, But anyways, make sure it drops a great distance. We have about a 2-foot drop. I think that's what we ultimately have. And yeah, adult arms are longer than that, but not kid arms.
Right.
And honestly, adult arms have to be longer than that because we got to get the money out somehow.
Exactly.
So speaking of which, we built it all out of wood. Mm-hmm. There are no locks on it.
No.
At all.
So there was originally, we, this was before you were lock picking. We lost the key. So it's still on there.
It's true. The latch is on there.
The latch and the lock is on there. But it's not how we open it. And it can't be opened that way.
No. Well,
that is a red herring.
In fact, that's a pretty funny red herring, because if you open that lock, and I'm pretty sure any idiot could, it's not the greatest lock in the world. But But if you open it, it's still not going up because the whole thing is held together with screws.
Yeah.
And specifically what we did is we screwed the box together and then we put fence boards all around it. And the screws that you remove to take off the top to get at the money are hidden under fence board.
Yeah.
And you have to know which boards to move. It's like an escape room puzzle. We built our own escape room puzzle to do this in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, you have to know which boards to move and at what angle to move them.
Right.
Because if you move them the wrong way, they'll stay blocking the screw.
Yeah.
It's a pretty keen system, actually. And yeah, I think it's only 3 or 4 screws that actually hold it in.
Yeah, I think it's 4.
I think it's 4?
1 each quarter. But
yeah, you're not going to really know. Well, it's not exactly the corner. We fudged it around a little on purpose. So yeah. But yeah, if you do use a lock on your donation box, focus on preventing physical attacks. Make sure you have a strong latch, a really strong latch, and make sure you have a strong, beefy physical lock, like the Master Lock M90, I believe it is. I'm looking it up so I don't sound like an idiot. No, that's not it. Dang it. I'll figure it out later. That's the gun lock version. But no, there's a beefy like Master Lock puck lock that is stupid easy to pick into. Like I literally teach people on that lock how to lock pick. It's that easy. But it is titanium shackle, solid body. Ain't nobody breaking into it without making a lot of noise and causing a lot of commotion. Right. And that's the main thing. You're not going to be able to prevent someone that's truly determined. They can just hit it with a Volkswagen. Yeah. They're determined enough. But you're trying to make it so that people that are not super determined can't get in. And then you have an opportunity through physical and on-site security to catch the people who are trying. Because it takes too long, makes too much noise, causes too much ruckus. Right. So yeah.
Yeah, and just remember that still try to have eyes on it. Yeah. Try to have somebody watching it, at least, in their peripheral. Yeah. If you build it well enough, you don't have to have somebody watching it all the time. Yeah. But one of the things I would say is also make it to where it's not easy just to take and run with. Yeah. Don't make it small.
Yeah, don't make it small. This is why you want that beefy box. Yeah. You want a beefy boy.
Yeah. Yeah, even though we've got wheels on ours so we can move it in and out of the haunt. We would notice if somebody was trying to roll it away.
Yeah. Those wheels are terrible. Like objectively terrible casters on it. Yeah. And they lock really good. Yeah. They don't unlock so good. No. So yeah, it rolls only on the most technical definition of the word roll.
Yeah. Yeah, and we going through security footage one year, we did see somebody on the security camera after we were closed come and look and see if there was money in the box.
And it was not. We'd emptied it.
Nope. We do that. We turn out the house lights. I get the drill, open it up, take the money from the night inside.
And even if we don't count it right then, oftentimes we just yeet it inside the house.
Well, yeah, because we're trying to get to our crew to hang out and for a little bit.
Yeah, and sometimes, and in fact, a couple of years it's been, we've done that, and they see us working on the donation box, and we get back there to have the celebratory beer at end of Halloween or whatever, and they say, how much should we make? I don't fucking know. It's sitting on the couch. Yeah. You want to go count it?
Yeah. It's in there on the bed.
It's inside. Yeah. We just threw it in there. We got shit to clean up. Yeah. We'll count it tomorrow. Or later tonight if we want to. But yeah, basically, the whole goal is to make a durable box only you know how to get in and out of. And like you said, make sure someone's watching it. Right. Even if it's peripheral. And one of the best things we had was, ever since we got extra front of house staff, and we have people going up and down that full length of the drive, we've had much fewer instances of people messing with it.
Yeah, we have.
Okay. Now, that one weird trick I was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Virtual donations, digital donations. Yeah. This has become probably our biggest source of donations. Yeah. When we started it, it was all PayPal and Venmo, but things have since expanded. Right. And so there's 4 apps you really want to consider becoming a part of and integrating into your donation system. They're PayPal, still... Everyone has PayPal. It's like the Facebook of Cash Apps, Everyone's got one, they don't want to admit it. Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. And Zelle is especially important if your local banks, the big banks in your area,
Right.
are Zelle members.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, two big banks, I believe, are Capital One and Chase.
Yes. And
they are both founding members of Zelle. So,
exactly.
So absolutely we're going to have Zelle on it.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook Pay is another alternative, though that is trickier to do outside of like being on Facebook.
Right.
That's more of a purely electronic thing, not an on-site thing, which is what we're trying to discuss now. Basically, the goal here is you want to be where your visitors already are. If you're going to ask them to set up a new app, you can kiss that donation goodbye.
Yeah. So just set up all the apps yourself and then let them choose which one they want to use to give you money.
Yeah. And for us, the secret has been to have signs up on the property, all up at the shop,
Yeah.
and have both the QR code and the username. Now, the reason to include both is not only that some people don't know how to use QR codes, because some people don't know how to use QR codes.
Right. Although it is more common because now lots of restaurants and things have switched from physical menus to QR code
That's
menus.
true. That may have an impact on that.
Yeah.
But the reason we need to add it to ours, we didn't have it original, we need to add it, is because people are constantly trying to confirm if this is you at your busiest time.
Yeah.
Just say, QR code, Bernie Baxter.
Yeah. Exactly.
Excuse me. Choking on bones today. But anyways, if you ask them to set up a new app, you're just not getting that donation.
No.
Have the signs on your property, have it in your queue line, have it in your exit path, and make sure the signs are lit. QR codes do not work well without proper lighting.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's important as hell to have proper lighting on those.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't care if your queue line is supposed to be dark and spooky. You have a spotlight on the sign with the QR code for donations.
Yeah, you can do a tiny little light on it, but you need that to be lit. Also, be sure to put all the information on your website and social media, too.
Mm-hmm.
And you can consider having a donation form on your site. There's tons of tools and services to do that. You can also use many of those same tools to generate links.
Right.
And Facebook Pay works really well on social media. However, do understand that almost no one will donate that way. They will not donate after leaving the property. I think the entire time we've been running it, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of donations, thousands of people.
Yeah.
We've only had one or two that came in.
Yeah, and I think that was people that we knew that they just had forgotten their money before we started doing digital.
And it's only been one or two, so it's not enough people to warrant. But basically, and the reason for that is pretty simple. It's because the moment's passed. They're no longer on that adrenaline kick.
Right.
They're no longer on that high. And people forget quickly. They went off from your haunt, and maybe they went drinking somewhere. Yeah. Maybe they went to another party.
But the other reason to keep it there is so that whenever first-timers find your flyer and they go to your site, they see that you have a donation button. Yeah. So they know that it's just reinforcing that you accept them.
Yeah. Once again, it's going back to making people aware of donations.
Right.
So they aren't ambushed by it.
Exactly.
But at the same time, not pressuring them, not putting any real pressure on them to do so. So yeah. But that's exactly why you want to keep it there, is to set that expectation that it will be there. And that way, if they don't want to donate, they'll just know to expect it and to ignore it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's perfectly fine with me. Mm-hmm. Some real quick additional thoughts before we jump into some of our stuff.
Right.
One important thing to do, I think, and I feel strongly about this, I don't know how effective it is increasing donations because a whole year passes.
Right.
But it cannot hurt. And that is, we try to prove where the money is being used.
Right. And one of the things we do is we take photos of all the after Halloween sale stuff that we buy, and we say, look what your donations helped us buy.
Yeah. Expect this in the yard display next year.
Yeah.
Expect this in the haunt next year.
Yeah. We should, repost those whenever they come up as memories the next year so that people get a reminder, around now.
And that's what we usually do, is we come home from all the Halloween running around, hit the Spirit, hit the Walgreens, hit all the places.
Yep.
And we'll pose everything on our front porch.
Yep.
Take a photo and share it out on all the appropriate channels and say, this is what your donations bought. This is what we did with the money. Thank you. This will help make our yard display better next year. This will help make the haunt better next year. We appreciate it.
Yep.
And we've actually gotten a lot of positive feedback about that because it proves that we're not, just blowing this money on beer and
Yeah.
whatever. We're actually using it to improve the haunt. It's going back into the haunt.
Right.
So yeah, that's an important thing to keep in mind because just remember, they are investing in you. So show them the fruits of that investment.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we got about 15-ish minutes left.
Okay.
So let's talk about our stuff. Now, 2018 was the last year we've been open. Curse you, city. Curse you, COVID. That year, we had a bit over 1,200 visitors between all 3 nights and over 1,000 Halloween night.
Yeah, that Halloween was crazy busy.
Yeah, it was nuts. All totaled, we received almost exactly $1 per visitor.
Yeah.
In aggregate. And donations per customer were much, much higher the first couple of nights.
Yes.
We had smaller crowds, and they all, almost without fail, donated. I think we ended up like a $5 per customer average on those nights or something like that.
Yeah, and basically I've come to the conclusion that we get almost no donations on Halloween night.
Yeah.
And I think the reason is that Halloween is geared towards kids. And the other 2 nights we're open is more for the adults who don't have kids, who want to just come and experience the haunt.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is we do serve underprivileged communities a lot.
Right.
In what we do. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. Free haunted house, built to professional standards. Of course, a lot of families that are struggling financially are going to seek that out.
Yeah.
And I don't expect them to donate. I don't want anyone to donate to this haunt that is hurt in any way by the donation.
Exactly.
If you want to donate $1,000 because you are so rich, $1,000 is pocket change to you, Godspeed, good sir or madam.
Yes. We will take it.
We will take it. But if you are someone who is struggling to make ends meet and is wondering how they're going to pay for the next meal, don't. Come, enjoy the haunt, have a good time, forget your troubles for a bit, go on your way.
Exactly.
And that's the way I look at it. And yeah, it's like we said, it's a much different crowd. The first 2 nights, it's a much older crowd. Very few kids come on those nights. Though sometimes if Halloween's like on a Sunday, we'll get some of the trick-or-treaters on a Saturday too. There is some overlap there.
Yeah, there's a little bit, and some of the neighborhood teenagers come.
Yeah.
Because then they're gonna come, and then they can act big and tough on Halloween night when they bring their friends.
Yeah, they are playing the smart game, honestly. Yeah, I mean, but donations are everything from pocket change, literally. Yeah. Quarters out of kids' pockets. They're just being so kind.
Right.
To, like I said, we've gotten over $100 donations. We've gotten tipped artwork.
Yeah.
Which was weird, but interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for all of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, so I know on Halloween night, even though that is when we put through this mammoth amount of humanity,
right? We
know the donation box will not be overflowing.
No.
And in fact, I think, honest to God, I think we make more on the first 2 nights, as far as donations go. I think we make more either of the first 2 nights, despite probably getting about 1/10 the people than we do on Halloween.
Exactly.
So yeah, I just, and that's like you said, it's because of the crowd and because Halloween night is for the kids and it's when a lot of those underprivileged families come by and enjoy the haunt.
Right.
And we want them to come. That's one of the reasons we do this.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we're so passionate about it is being able to give kids that might not have a Halloween experience a kick-ass Halloween experience.
Exactly.
You can't say no to that.
No.
So yeah, we do. So yeah, I think that's the issue. Now, last year was the first year, that 2018 once again. I keep saying last year because it feels like fucking last year.
I know.
But the whole universe is falling apart around me, and it's not my fault.
Yeah.
That year we received about 50-50 between virtual and paper donations. And here's the thing I noticed, because one of the places I put the signs for the QR codes was on the donation box.
Right.
Because if anyone got the donation box, I went, shit, no money. Oh.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I heard that.
Yeah.
I also heard saw a few times people, I'm going to give them some money. And they had cash in hand, but they saw the sign and go, I can just do that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to part with their cash. And you know what? I totally get that.
I do that all the time.
So do I. you and I mean, we have a rule: don't spend cash at a place you do not have to spend cash at.
Yes. Because we carry so little actual physical money.
I mean, basically, like there's a bar near our house where it's like a $10 minimum for drinks.
Yeah.
And it's very possible between the way they pour and the prices they have,
right,
that we might not hit that tab even after we've been there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Might have happened a time or two. That and everyone buying other people rounds.
Yeah.
With or without consent.
Right.
So we carry usually enough cash to take care of that type of situation.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of our money is digital right now.
Yeah.
It exists as zeros and ones on some server somewhere. Mm-hmm. And they swear that we have it.
Yeah.
Cross their heart, hope to die. The money's real. But here's the thing. Because we saw situations where someone's like, "Oh, I don't have money." Oh, wait, they got the Cash App, they got the PayPal. Just wire them some.
Yeah.
They've seen that, and we've seen, like I said, situations where people preferred it. But we've also seen situations. I've seen situations where people preferred to do cash.
Yeah.
So it's basically this lets people choose their preference, and ultimately, it was about 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
We got almost exactly half of the money through virtual donations. Which I thought was interesting. The first year of doing it,
yeah,
I really thought it was just going to be like a 10% boost.
Yeah.
15% boost, maybe.
Yeah.
No, it was a goddamn 100% boost.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
doubled our fucking... And that's just it. And then that's the other thing. I kind of expected virtual donations to cannibalize cash ones.
Right.
Did not happen.
No.
Straight up doubling.
Yeah.
We went from 600 to 700 per year to 1,200. Just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and it was really great for us because, let's all be honest here, cash kind of sucks.
It does.
It's unwieldy, and for me to really spend it in any quantity, I've got to get it in a bank.
Right.
And so what we usually do with the cash donations is it immediately goes to our actors that need a ride home at Uber or Lyft home.
Yeah.
Here's $20, covers your Lyft home.
Yeah, exactly.
That type of thing. We'll do that because that's something that's easy to handle that way.
Yeah, and we can also give it to them for returning the next night.
Yeah. And here's money to get you home if we're not taking them home. Mm-hmm. So that's a use of it. But honestly, we don't do much of like the Halloween purchases with cash. No. Because that's unwieldy and just not pretty. So what we try to do is get it deposited, and depositing odd, because it's like every kind of bill. Yeah. And change and random amounts. Mm-hmm. And getting it into a bank is kind of a piss off. Yeah. So I really do like the virtual donations because they just hit the account immediately. And that really helped us that year because that money hit the account instantly, literally Halloween night, which meant we woke up at 9 a.m. November 1st. Boom, we were at the stores, debit card in hand, ready to go crazy. Yeah. Exactly. So I actually prefer it even if there is a small fee, because there's no time penalty for trying to get that money to usable status. Right. Exactly. But still, we appreciate all donations, to be clear. Just know that this is how the donations are used practically. Right. Cash is going to be used for what cash is practical for, and digital will be used what it's practical for. Mm-hmm. That easy. So here are the main points to remember, to wrap this up real fast. Remember to be where your visitors are when trying to capture virtual donations especially. Mm-hmm. But make it easy for them to give you money is what that really amounts to. Yeah. Make it as easy as you can. You do everything in your power. And I say this about businesses all the time. And then I get pissy because there's places like that Scream Park in Houston, which only take cash. Yeah, and I don't even get that because you're asking us to bring a lot of money. Not. It would have been $180 for the three of us. Yeah, I thought it was more than that. No, you know what? It was $360, wasn't it? Yeah. It was $180 per person. We were bringing Ellie to that one. It was going to be $360, I think. Yeah. To do everything. And no, that wasn't going to happen. I'm not carrying $360 in cash. Go fuck yourself. No, you're just trying to get out of taxes. Yeah. Well, it seems that way. I don't know that for sure. Well, I mean, there's two reasons to do it. I just distrust it. There's two reasons to do it realistically. One is the transaction fees are too high, but I know the transaction fees are. If that is greater than your profit margin, raise your fucking prices. Yeah. Easy peasy on that one. And I mean, I guess they could have been in a dead zone where they couldn't do anything, like my parents. You say that, But with satellite internet being a thing, it's getting that excuse is wearing kind of thin.
It is.
And the other reason is, like you said, to make doing the books easier. We'll say.
Yeah.
How's that? But anyways, work on capturing donations on site, whether they're virtual or physical. Promote that donations are accepting your materials, but do so without applying pressure. Make it clear. Because like look at our flyer. Our flyer, it's like Bernie Baxter, big hit, free. Lower font below. Donations appreciated, but not required. Type thing.
Yep.
It's like that's way down there. So don't apply pressure. Make people know. Sure, people know it's free. But to expect that there may be an ask for donations on site, even if it's not a high pressure ask.
Yeah, and we never have anybody say, "Did you donate?"
No,
we don't have anybody doing that near the donation box or leering as people walk by it.
The only thing we say about donations is when one of the front of house actors sees someone donating, "Thank you very much."
Yeah.
That's all it said ever about donations.
Yeah.
Well, that and I still get the occasional guy or girl that's like, "Where's the donation box at? You mean the bright lit thing, literally 10 feet in front of you?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Because lighting it helped a lot, but it didn't completely fix the problem.
I can't fix it anymore.
Look, I mean, come on. We have free on every piece of advertising we have. What's the number one question we get when people call? How much does it cost? When are y'all open? It's 7. Oh,
yeah.
Horse to water and all that jazz. Horse to water.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Do offer web and social ways to donate, but don't expect much from it. Expect that to be more of a training thing for when people are on site, to expect it and be aware that it is there.
Right.
Because, and here's the thing, if someone shows up on your site and you're like, "Hey, we take Cash App," I'm like, "Oh, I don't have Cash App," you're screwed. You lost that donation. But if someone sees that you accept Cash App on your site, they have an opportunity to go through that rigmarole and that bull crap beforehand.
Right.
And set it up. Because those apps are kind of a pain to set up. I admit it. Like I listed 4 apps. I'd be prepared to dedicate an hour or 2 to that task of setting those up if you don't have any of them. It's going to take you a little time. So get a beer and hang out and just, get it done. But yeah, it also sets up that expectation, and it helps them know how they'll be able to donate when they arrive. And just always be grateful and transparent.
Yes.
These are people who are giving you money when they have no obligation to give you money.
Exactly.
Be nice to them. Be transparent. Don't try to force stuff on them. Don't be aggressive about it. Try your best to be, just gracious and transparent. Be honest about it. And always, always, always be grateful for anything that you get. And and at the same time, the hard part is that being grateful is to not slight those that can't donate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tough to do, I admit, but do it. Because believe me, like I said, my attitude is if you can afford to donate and want to, please do. But if you come here and you just need something to do on Halloween, well, guess what? We got a haunted house.
Yeah, exactly.
Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Actually, the most commonly asked question is it scary? I hope. Worked really hard on it.
Hopefully.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very much for spending this past hour with us. We're going to wrap up at just a couple minutes early this week. It's been a long, difficult weekend with lots of overheating and stuff. So please, please, please do take a minute. Send us donations. We
don't do that for this.
No, we don't do that for this. No, we don't. No, but please do take a minute. Since we don't accept donations for Haunt Weekly, you can support us by liking, following, and subscribing at all the destinations I list. You can find us at hauntweekly.com. We're Haunt Weekly on Twitter, Haunt Weekly on Facebook. It's so easy. YouTube.com/HauntWeekly is our YouTube channel. Subscribe there. Feel free to send us email, comments, anything. The question of the week is, we didn't revisit the question of the week because we don't have a live chat.
Right.
But we didn't do the question of the week. Oh, yeah, wait. No one else is here.
Yeah.
Gotten kind of used to the live chats, haven't I?
Yeah.
But no, more to the point, follow us at youtube.com/HauntWeekly. Subscribe, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts from. Feel free there. And most Sundays at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, we do these live We're hoping to get it back for next week because this is episode 300. We really want to do that one live.
Yeah. And be sure to follow us to see what we're planning.
Yeah. We're going to be posting about episode 300 over the course of the next week. And we'll be doing our usual conversation piece about the question of the week on Wednesdays, usually when we post those.
Yes.
So Facebook.com/HauntWeekly is a really great place to follow us right now. But until next time, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Crystal.
And this has been Haunt Weekly, episode 299, talking about donations for home haunters. Hope that this was useful, and we hope to see you all next week.